I am a difference maker. Imagine all the people. I am a difference maker.
Good day, everyone, from the Wisdoms team, Wisdoms 123. That's Leigh, Ivan, and Trevor today. We are picking up on our previous session where we spoke about questions you can ask yourself to get to know yourself better, to understand who you are and why you want to make a difference and what kind of difference can you make. And we ended sort of on a poignant pause on the previous recording, and Trevor wants to pick up on that gap that we left in the middle of the end.
Keep your listeners in suspense, Ivan. That's the whole trick here. In actual fact, I was listening to Leigh just making her point, and I thought to myself, you know what, this question of what are the right questions we've got to ask as a potential difference maker? If I go back on my life, I've always found myself being in a situation where I'm looking around and I'm saying, why the hell aren't people doing something about this? And then guess what happens? When you start asking who's not doing something around this, and you happen to walk past that mirror, suddenly that mirror points at you and says, hey, you're the individual who's got to do something about this. And I've always been that sort of Joe that if I'm really hassled enough about something, I'll stand up and do something about it. And so, you know, it's probably something that's built in your makeup. I've never been one to actually stand back when I see something not great happening. You know, some of you guys can mention one or two of the things that we've done, but one of the things I stood up for in a community ended up being well over R1 billion enterprise. That's how these things can happen on behalf of the community. And that ended up taking a bankrupt community operation into one of the most successful security conscious operations in a crime-ridden environment, because we were being tackled obviously for the things that we had, and we managed to put a stop to that. But it actually turned that into one of the most successful community initiatives in our country at that particular stage, over quite a short period of time. So if I can go, I think sometimes you've got to have the makeup that says, if I don't like something there and I'm the person to stand up, know that when you stand up, you better actually stand behind the way that you shut your mouth off. Otherwise, people are going to turn around and say, hey, you said you could do that and you didn't do it. It's really a strange makeup, but perhaps you can explain to others what type of makeup you have in one of your founding partners.
You will be judged by what you do, not by what you say. Yeah, that's one of our principles, as you see it here behind me. So yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, one has to realize that when you do stand up in situations like that, you're going to get things thrown back at you, you know, good and bad. And are you prepared to actually take that, I suppose, and know that, you know, you've done it because it's deeply personal in many cases. And I think in Trevor's case, there it was deeply personal. It was about his family, it was about his own security. And you wind up impacting an entire community. So, and very positively, but it wasn't an easy road, I don't think. Yeah, so Leigh, about action, about knowing that you will be held to account, I suppose, in a way.
Yeah, but I think what Trevor's highlighted there is, you know, what are the questions? One of the questions is what actually gets your goat? You know, is it something that is really bothering you? Is it something that you're incredibly passionate about? Has some, you know, sometimes the worst situation that can happen to us can be the turning point to create something good. And I actually tell that story about Trevor, where his neighbor was shot by criminals, and he's basically holding this terribly wounded man who, thank goodness, survived. But what a traumatic experience that galvanized him into that action, like says, this is not going to happen in my street, in my suburb anymore. And it's, it becomes enough is enough. And I think it's that energy that that we have to capture and ask ourselves, is that actually what I have?
And I think that's an excellent point to end today's session on. So ask yourself some of those great questions, and we'll chat to you next time. Bye-bye.
The world needs now. I am a difference maker. Imagine all the people. I am a difference maker.